Hi guys, good evening. I just wanted to make a quick video to explain, if you like, with more clarity, why I feel it's very, very important for Filipinos to be properly represented when it comes to forms where they can specify their nationality or ethnic origin. Let me start by saying that we really don't know how many Filipinos there are in the UK. There have been estimates for the last 20 years that we have around about 250,000. Many of those, of course, have become British nationals already, but yet they still have a Filipino origin, if you like. We have to look very carefully at why it would be necessary to have a specific classification for Filipinos, and I believe this is for a multitude of reasons. Let me start by addressing the issue personally as a British man who's very, very proud to have a Filipino wife and children who are of Filipino ethnicity. You know, when I fill out any form, whether it be at a GP surgery or whether it be at a hospital or whether it be a census or any kind of government form, when it comes to nationality, of course, for my own nationality, I will tick British, and I'm very proud to be able to do so. However, when I need to indicate the nationality of my wife or of my children, I have to go for Asian and then Asian other. Well, I'd like to say this very clearly to the UK government, and I'd like to say this very clearly to the NHS and to every other organisation who is collecting such information. My wife and my children are not Asian other. They are Filipino, and they are proud to be Filipino. Why is it necessary to band people together as Asians? You know, the fact is that everyone should be proud of their individual identity. And yes, I accept the argument that there'll be hundreds of different countries if you specified your particular country of origin. I accept that. But let's look at the contribution that Filipinos have made to life in the UK over the last 30 years. Filipinos started coming over here to work in hotels in the 1970s. That was the first recruitment. That was a time where we really needed that support. And of course, Filipinos took up that offer of being able to come over here and make a life for themselves. But most importantly, a lot of them have come over as nurses, where at the time, a lot of our British nurses started to retire, or basically, if you like, we had the old nursing school in the UK. And when that was kind of got rid of, what basically happened was it wasn't so easy for UK nurses to start their training. They then had to go to university. They then had to pay for a bursary. And of course, the British nurses that we had then moved into the private sector, into occupational health. Now that left the doors wide open for Filipino nurses. And this would then happen, that we had the Filipino nurses, if you like, who then started getting the positions in the hospitals as ward managers, as matrons, in senior positions. And now they've started, if you like, kind of training or if you like, supervising our next recruits of British nurses. And you know, the way I see it is this: Filipinos have made a massive contribution to life in the UK. In the coronavirus pandemic, more than 70 Filipino healthcare workers tragically lost their lives. We have 30,000 Filipino nurses in the UK. Their sacrifices are tremendous, and their sacrifices have saved countless lives of our own citizens. And yet I hear that Filipinos are still facing discrimination. They're facing discrimination in the hospitals that they work at. They're facing discrimination in the workplace. They're still made fun of. They're still called Chinese. They're still called Asian. You know, Filipinos should be able to stand up and be proud. I am very, very proud, deeply proud of the fact that my wife is a Filipino and my children are Filipino. Yes, they've become British, but their ethnic origin is Filipino. Why should they be clumped together as Asian and, for that matter, other? My wife is not an other. My children are not an other. They are Filipino and British, and they should be proud of that, and there should be a specific tick box on a form to indicate that. Why is that important? I want to make sure Filipinos are properly represented in the UK. I want to make sure that they have equal representation. I want to make sure they're properly represented in government, in the workplace, and I want to make sure that the UK government is aware of how many Filipinos we have here and how much they are of such a great influence and how much they are of such importance to life in the UK. How much difference they've made to the lives of all of us. And we will only know that if we know the exact number. We need to know how many Filipinos we have here. No longer should we be using an estimate from 20 years ago. Filipinos should be proud of who they are, what they're doing, their life here, and we need to give them more respect. We need to give them the respect that they really deserve. So there are my reasons. It's nothing to do with racist or anything like that. It's nothing to do with race. All I would say is for Filipinos to get a fair hearing, to make sure they're represented in the police, in the NHS, in business, in government, in companies. The only way is if we know how many there are, where they are, and if an employer is employing enough of them. This is the situation, you know, other ethnic minorities or other minority groups are able to say within the workplace, we have to employ more people of a particular race or a particular nationality. So why isn't that the case for Filipinos? Why don't they have that fair representation? And this is the reason why I believe it's vitally important that they have a specific section, if you like, and this is what I'm calling for today. Thank you.